Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the finalists. And first to enter the crucible, John Higgins. And John's opponent in this World Snooker Championship final. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shaun Murphy. In regard to nerves, Shaun has absolutely nothing to lose. No one has won from this position. Will nerves get the better of John? No one has surrendered the title from this position. In the commentary box, Ken Doherty and Willie Thorne.
Good evening, Ray. Good evening, everybody. There's nothing better than finals night here at the Crucible Theatre, Sheffield, and two former world champions trying to battle out for this wonderful World Championship trophy, the Betfred.com World Championship. We're just maybe an hour away. We're hopefully a little bit longer.
Yes, Willie, and what a fantastic reception both players got coming down those stairs. Wonderful atmosphere in the Crucible tonight.
Yeah. We've got the wrong player breaking, Jan. It should be John.
Discrepancy on the scoreboard. They've got the wrong player breaking at the moment, but John Higgins knows that it's his
25,
break.
John Higgins to break.
John Higgins 2 frames away from winning this wonderful championship. And amazingly enough, Ken, his second frame that we played this evening, which is obviously going to be played regardless, will be John Higgins' 1000th frame here at the Crucible.
Yeah, that is quite amazing.
There's only 5 other players who've played 1000 frames here. Stephen Hendry, Steve Davis, Jimmy White, John Parrott, Ronnie O'Sullivan. John Higgins will join them in the second frame this evening. It's been one of those matches, Ken, I don't know what you think, but 16-8, obviously Higgins has been the better player, but I think it's slightly flattering. I think Shaun Murphy's played his part in this match, but John Higgins has just been that little bit stronger.
Yes, Willie, and those first 4 games we commented on this afternoon, Murphy should have really won every one of them. But he keeps going for shots like that, Willie, and every time he misses them, he gives a fantastic opportunity to John Higgins to get points on the board.
I'm not sure if it's on its spot.
As ever, Shaun Murphy, perfect gentleman, as is John Higgins. 2 real great ambassadors for our sport.
Yes, it's been played in a wonderful spirit as well, hasn't it?
Eight.
Both players over the 90%, 92, that is tournament, by the way, that is not just this match.
9.
Tournament safeties are going to be the next stat up, and I think you'll find that John Higgins is definitely high, which he is. He's some 7% higher. And that's been the key in this match for me. Shaun Murphy's just not competed in the safety department.
No, I think you're right. I think he's just giving him, John, just too many easy opportunities.
16.
And here's a prime example.
17.
I think John has just been feeding off Shaun, hasn't he, since the beginning of this match?
Yes, it's nice to see John playing like we know he can. He's had a couple of years, okay, he won the Grand Prix earlier in the year, but he's had a couple of years where we were beginning to think, would he ever have a chance of winning a World
24.
Championship again? He has really played fabulous, and after 2 13-12 and then a really tough semi-final, I thought he may weaken in the final. Couldn't have been
25.
farther from the truth. He's played great. John Higgins Senior
32.
is just hoping that there's 2 more frames to go. There could be a few more yet though, Tam. Lovely man, lovely family. All his family's up here. His wife and 3 children have travelled up from Scotland. That's not one of his 3 children. That's the great Tony Knowles, bless him. He won the 6 red tournament here. Never thought to see Knowlesy win another tournament.
He's probably old enough to be John's dad as well, eh?
33.
It's early days, Willie, but this will be the 5th black.
And there's another great world champion, Peter Ebdon. Probably one of the seeds we didn't expect to lose in the opening round, but Nigel Pond played some fabulous snooker against him. And here's a legend for you that's
40.
watching. 6 times world champion Ray Reardon. Absolute legend. I must admit he was my favourite player.
41.
So now, could we possibly have another maximum?
Be screwing in here with a lot of pace. There's a little bit of luck here. A little bit of luck, and has he got it? Maybe a red into the yellow pocket. I don't think the red below the pink goes into the middle,
48.
so he's been a little bit unlucky, but it was a very difficult pack to open.
Especially playing up the stun up into the pack, which he did, which is the only way he could have kept the white in open play, and he played it lovely. He's very unlucky not to be on something there.
Has the double as an option.
Well, 16-8 in front. You still need 2 frames. I don't think he'll try that, but you never know. Chance of stealing some money off Stephen Hendry. What could be better?
I think he's going for it.
Yes, he went for it, but that's a great lead, 48 points. In a frame, surely Sean Murphy must win over the slight chance of regaining the title that he won some 5 or 6 years ago.
Yes, if you can get that line, I think that's a little bit short. A little bit short the pace, and I think he's left this red. If he can't put it into the corner pocket past the blue, he can certainly chip it into the middle. Just come around to have a look at the angle into the left middle. It'll be a thin cut, but it's certainly on.
Obviously playing as a shot to nothing, trying to bring the cue ball back into the balk area. Been kept off the table for the first 8 minutes of this frame and then produced a shot like that. We often talk in commentary that the first 50 is the hardest 50 to score. These balls are set very, very nicely for possible counter-attack, and there could be plenty of points to come here. Long potting, favourite John Higgins, 19 from 40, which is just under the 50%, of course, whereas John Higgins has been a little bit more successful.
8.
Yes, I think this red does drop in, but it's very, very tight into the left middle, so I think he was tracking this red just below the pink spot. A little bit hampered, but he should be okay. Just push it through. Try and get back on the black.
9.
We have a few players who've come back to it. There's Michael Holt, who's come along to watch the final. He lost to John Higgins in the first round. Fitness instructor, Michael, as well as one of the top snooker players in the world. And a very proud young man,
60.
Michaela Tabbs refereeing, and a very proud young man is there. Morgan, Michaela's son. Give us a smile. Thank you. What's your thoughts on the red in the middle, Ken? Is it easily potable, or does he need to get close to it?
I think he has to get right behind it, Willie. Almost on the cushion, so he can just drop it in and have the blue into the opposite middle.
Just to slow the cue ball down, he could play the blue and kiss in either to the red or the pink, but he's decided on the slightly more difficult green. How's the pace? Not too bad. Could have done with being straight on this, so he could just roll through. But if the pink pot's in the
20.
right-hand middle, he'll play to pot the red and flick off the reds to get on the pink. He's just coming around to see if the pink does pass that red into the middle pocket. If it does, he can open the 3 reds here and still get onto the pink.
Has been very successful with the rest all week.
You can see from that picture the pink does pot. So if he does play this, he can't afford to hit the front red full ball. He's got to hit it half ball, just to come across the front of those 3. He's played it too well. Just unfortunate for him is if it's just that fraction too thin. That's why he's just slightly lost the cue ball. But it's okay, the black's available.
So Murphy, 21.
Just when you thought he was in a position to win the frame, he's missed a black off the spot. And he's missed a few of those, to be honest, over the last 2 days. Didn't see that one coming, though, to be honest.
I think he's just about on this black. Already a 28-point lead. Black will be 35. Another 2 reds in colours, and John Higgins will only need 1 more frame to be champion of the world once again.
8. Nine. 60.
Been a lot of frames like this, hasn't there, Ken, in this match, where John Higgins may have got in first and broke down and gave Sean half a chance, and that's all you get against John Higgins, half
17.
a chance. It's been a costly miss again.
It's been the pattern throughout the whole
24.
match, hasn't it? You know, John has been feeding off Sean Murphy's mistakes.
25. $32. 33. 38. 40. 43. 47.
Playing as well as I've seen John play for many years. Really getting through the ball nicely. Broke down on 48 when he was
52.
going for the maximum, went for a double, missed it. Sean got in and had half a chance and broke down, missing the black. And this is the result. Another wonderful exhibition shot to come round for the black. It started with a 48, it finished with a 58. John Higgins goes just one away from winning his third World Championship. He now leads by 17 frames to 8.
John Parrott and Steve Davis in the studio. A couple of things to tell you first of all. Dave Hendon, snooker expert that he is, has sent an email to us. John Higgins won his first world title 11 years ago to the day, May the 4th, 1998. So may the 4th be with you, perhaps. And the second frame tonight is going to play the 1000th. He might win the world title with his 1000th frame. 1,000 frames at the Crucible. Only 5 players, Hendry, Davis, White, Parrott, O'Sullivan, have done 1,000 frames at the Crucible. So there's 2 little stats. And John Higgins, if he wins the world title on his 1000th frame, well, what a landmark that'll be for him.
Yeah, and he thoroughly deserves to win, to be honest with you. You don't always get what you deserve in sports, but John Higgins certainly deserves to win this. The matches he played against Jamie Cope and Mark Selby, they were just wars of attrition, and to come through them and to still keep going. Even Mark Allen in the semi-final didn't turn out to be easy, but for him to keep going and to pick himself up and play the way he has, he deserves to win this championship.
Sean Murphy will scrap for every frame, but how will he remember this World Championship final?
Assuming that it goes John Higgins' way in the next couple of frames, I think he'll look back and think he left his best snooker in some of the earlier rounds, and he didn't quite achieve the standard in the final that he threatened throughout the whole tournament, which would be disappointing for him, but still a great performance, but one that he'll look back on and think what could have been.
Next frame underway.
Yes, can agree with Steve any more than that. I think that's definitely true. Sean hasn't produced in the final as well as he has done in the previous rounds, but he's played some great snooker. I think most people thought he was slight favourite coming into the final, with John Higgins having so many hard matches. But as has been mentioned by Ray Stubbs, his 1,000th frame, Higgins World Champ 2009, that's a possibility. John Higgins, his first shot in his 1000th frame here at the Crucible.
Yes, and you can tell from the crowd's reaction that none of these reds will pot into this left corner pocket. Just a safety.
Covered the right hand side of the table, but the reds just below the pink are accessible here, so it should be relatively straightforward Safety. Just got to be careful he doesn't push a red over the right-hand corner. There goes the red. Needs the green to come to his rescue. And it hasn't. We saw Mark Allen play a shot similar to this, and he's going to have to play a deep screw because both pink and black are out of commission. Mark Allen played a screw shot earlier in the week that's one of the best I've ever seen. He virtually screwed back into baulk from here. You can see he's virtually dead straight, so I don't think he can play topspin. It looks like he is doing. Yes, he could just get it with topspin, cued beautifully. The little cannon into the pink is definitely the shot here. Ideally, he would like to kiss the red and not the pink, because the pink's in play at the moment, as long as he gets rid of the red to the right of it. Oh, he's missed it. Missed the pink. Unlike Sean, usually very, very good in the break building department, never misses a trick.
Yes, and he has a red to this right middle, but it's far from easy. Just be careful. He's not running into the green here. Just missed it, and it's a good recovery. And if it slows up, he'll have a perfect angle. Just ran on those couple of inches too much, so he'll have to play a red from distance. He also has the pink into the left corner. There you go, he just missed the green. Pink is much more difficult. He might take the easy blue and leave a middle distance red.
He's getting down on this. Has he partially snooked himself with this red?
Yes, of course.
Just asking for the blue to be respotted, which is entitled to do. Just in case Michaela's mistakenly just put it 1/1000 of an inch too far to the right, which is unlikely. Very rarely makes a mistake, Michaela. It is tight, isn't it? Just have to play with just a touch of right-hand side here. But the harder you hit these, the more the white pushes in, so it doesn't want to hit too hard.
13.
This has been the pattern all match. He's just barely getting the right side of the blue when he gets in. Done this lots of times.
Yes, and this is Sean Murphy's view. Gone away from the red, so he may live another long distance red, or may try and... I don't think he has enough of angle to get around the back of the ball colour, so just dropping it in.
I think he's been a little careless there because he hasn't gone through enough to make sure he can miss the pack. We have some legends with this evening, and there's one, the great Dickie Bird, probably the greatest umpire, cricket umpire of all time, real sport enthusiast. And I've had the pleasure of doing a few dinners with Dickie. Great after dinner speaker as well. Had to rely on a bit of good fortune there. Unfortunately, he didn't get it. And there's another one of our celebrity friends, Harry Gratian. Great fan of all sports. I'm sure Harry will give me a little wave, won't you, Harry? Thank you very much, sir. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Green ball. Sean Murphy, 19.
Always a tough safety, that. It's amazing how big the blue is when you're playing on 2 cushions. Now, is this worth the risk, Ken? The screw, try and move the red away from the black. If you don't get that, you can still come around for the pink.
Yes, Willie, you're dead right. You can play that shot, try and kiss the red away. And should he miss the red beside the black, he'll certainly be going up towards the blue or the ball colours.
1.
And if it slows up, he's okay. That's fine.
Yes, he probably played it, but you have to play this shot at pace in case you get a bad kiss. You're just playing the thin kiss on the red. Just missed it by an absolute fraction. It plays at such a pace that he knew he would be on one of the other colours.
A much better shot than it looked. It was quite straight, that yellow. Forced a lovely angle to come down. These 2 reds into the middle pocket, so soft little screw and have the pink into the opposite middle, and this is a good
4.
chance.
Yes, could have been a lot closer. Had a couple of chances to win the last frame in the afternoon session. Had a good chance to win the first this evening. This is a good chance to win this one. Just shows you at top class snooker how good you have to be. You sometimes only get one chance. You've got to take them.
10. 11.
Sean, in his own mind, will obviously know that John Higgins will be a little bit under pressure now. The fact that he's just 1 away from winning. That's all the hardest frame to win, even for the true legends of the game, which John Higgins is. When it comes to winning your 3rd World Championship, there's an awful lot of pressure on the frame to win it. You will get a chance. He hasn't won this frame yet, but he will get a chance to win it, obviously, in the next couple of frames. Looks totally relaxed.
$18.
Wherever you're
24.
sitting, anywhere in the Crucible Theatre, you've got the best view in the house, and that's what you can see.
25.
Can easily win this frame without worrying now about the red next to the black, so you just concentrate on 4 more pinks to be home and dry in this frame.
$31. 32.
'Just slightly overscrewed that. He's a little bit betwixt and between here.
38.
57-point lead, so needs red and colour.
Sure.
He won't be playing to kiss the red away from the black. He'll be screwing around the back of the red. You can be certain of that.
Just the pink now needed to seal the frame, and this will certainly give Sean Murphy supporters A lot to shout about. There's a lot of support in here tonight, hasn't he, Willie?
I think we've been blessed with a wonderful championship. I think whoever we've got here this evening, the standard of the tournament is an absolutely top draw.
45.
The best two players. Doesn't always happen like that, but these are definitely the best two players in the
46.
tournament this week.
$52. 53. 59.
Little exhibition shot to finish
Sean
with
Murphy,
Sean Murphy
59,
with his
and
back against the wall, made a lovely break of 59 to keep himself in the match, but he still trails by 17 frames to 9. And in case you just join us for the first time, we're playing with a very light cloth here, and there's some pictures here you'd like to see if you're watching at home for the first time. All these balls, when you're playing at pace, these kind of things, even when you play slow, now and again you see them bouncing off the table. Look at the way these both bounce. And that's just purely, Ken, the thinness of the cloth, isn't it?
It's amazing, isn't it? It's such a great camera angle. Look at that. It's funny, when you're a player, Willie, you don't notice the ball bounce as much as this.
I think in fairness, every time you cue down on the ball, Ken, the ball is always going to leave the table a little bit, and this is why we get so many kicks and so many bad contacts. But all in all, I think throughout the match we've had some great snooker.
Just thinking, when Sean Murphy looks back at this season, UK champion, of course, so he's had a good old go, hasn't he?
He has. It's a fantastic. They're the two that they're the barometer for your season, really. Look at the UK, and you look at the World Championships, and obviously fantastic record. 1-1, final of the other. It looks like obviously he's going to come up short in this one, but you know, in the longer frame matches, his game's way up there with all the best players.
Steve, how should we regard the standard of play overall in this year's World Championship?
Oh, well, generally I think it's been excellent. I mean, we've seen more century breaks. The pockets have come into question a fraction, but I just think there's a general trend towards more break building anyway in the game, and I don't think that's going to change. I can't see, unless they decide and have a policy decision to make the pockets tighter, which they did do a little while ago, somewhere down in the 90s, because they felt there was too many games being won in one visit and too many century breaks. Yeah, but to make them any tighter would be very, very dangerous indeed.
Will this World Championship come to conclusion at the end of this frame?
Yes, this will be his 1,001st frame that he would like to win his championship at. It would have been a bit of a milestone, wouldn't it, to win your World Championship on your 1,000th frame. Sean Murphy needs to win the next two frames to take us to the interval, to keep the match alive.
Well, that could be the last shot that Sean Murphy has played in this championship. If this red goes and the black goes into the same pocket, if it doesn't, he can still put a little bit aside and take the black into the opposite pocket. But I think that white just drifted off there, Willie. He played a similar shot this afternoon and double kissed. I think that's exactly what happened just now.
Sean's body language suggested that it may have rolled off. He had a quick glance up to the commentary box after he'd played it. But there's an awful lot of pressure now on John Higgins, even though he's 17-9 in front. The frame to win match and championship is always going to be the toughest. This is Sean just having a little glance up to the commentary box when Just looking to see if we were suggesting it did roll off, and I can assure him it did. Could have gone on a finger mark, but playing at that speed, it can happen.
Yes, but these are just the type of opportunities John Higgins relishes.
7.
Nice 3 or 4 reds with colours before he has to even think about disturbing the pack.
8.
That's what he'd be concentrating on. Just there's your view of the Crucible Theatre. Fantastic arena. The home of snooker, and will be till 2014. It's great news, Willie.
Well, I, for one, would like it never to leave the Crucible.
15.
I think it's like Wimbledon is to tennis.
16.
It's been a monumental effort from John Higgins throughout this tournament. 2 13-12s, both of which he was second favourite in both those matches, and just struggled a little bit to get over the line.
23.
But he's been the stronger of the 2 players in this final. And it all
24.
depends on this shot here. He could play for the 3 reds if he wants to, but it depends what angle he has on his black. Yes, he's just playing to drop on the cushion, maybe for all 3 reds he can play for here. Could do with a little bounce. 2 inches short of where he played.
31.
Yeah, and a little shake of the head. He's missed a couple of days over the course of this final. Just didn't bounce the way he'd love to have this a little bit straighter. Should be okay, but into a blind pocket it's always missable.
32.
Yeah, just lost the white a little bit there. He's going to have to play a cannon here. The natural angle probably cannons into the 2 reds that are loose, but that won't help him. Now, it's almost worth the risk to dig down and try and get half-ball pink, but if he does, it's missable. Just playing the natural cannon. He's going to be kissing the 2 reds. He won't have a lot of idea what's going to happen after that. Yes, he just ran out of position. 2 shots on the trot there. Every shot he played just got a little bit harder and a little bit harder. Nothing easy for Sean, but he'll be taking it on.
Maybe worth taking this on as a shot to nothing. Playing for a ball colour here. Good shot. Nice knuckle. Now, small little stone, possibly for the brown here, or the
6.
green. And there's his father, John Senior.
7.
I think he's too straight on the brown. May take the green here. And if this splits the pack the way he wants to, it could be all over. How's his look? Does that red go by the black? It's close.
10.
He's perfect.
$11.
We're getting closer and closer as we see the green into the pack of reds. The way he's played that tells me the top red of this 4 pots in the corner. The emotions
18.
he must be going through now. His body must be tingling. Sean Murphy knows that this is his possible last hope if John breaks down in the next 2 shots.
$19.
His heart will be racing now, will he?
Absolutely.
His heart will be racing.
Apart from the 3 all-time greats, Steve Davis, Ray Reardon and Stephen Hendry, there's only 2 other players who have won it on 3 occasions. The late great John Spencer, Ronnie O'Sullivan, and I think very shortly
26.
the very, very consistent John Higgins.
$27.
He's not far away now. One more red and colour to be absolutely sure. For me, it's been the best World Championship we've ever had as far as seeing so many players playing great snooker. When we got to the quarter-finals, we weren't sure any one of the 8 could win it. It's been a long time since we've been able to say that. John Higgins Sr., your son has just won his 3rd World Championship.
34.
It has been an unbelievable performance from both these players. John Higgins now knows he's over the line and he's going to join the record book. Sean
41.
Murphy has played fabulous throughout the tournament. Just didn't quite have his best form coming into the final.
42.
No, but he can be very proud of himself, will he? He's played tremendous throughout this championship, and he'll be back next year.
Saw John Higgins Sr. walking downstairs. He's come in to congratulate his son. He'll be behind the famous Crucible curtain.
49.
Come and give his son a hug. I don't think I've ever enjoyed a tournament as much as this, Ken. The standard of play from all players has been superb.
$57.
57. Possible. Another century, will he?
58.
We've already had over 80 centuries in this tournament. A record so far. It'd be nice to finish with a century. We've already had 83 centuries. This will be 84. Previous record, of course, 68.
65.
That's been well smashed.
Needs the black though off the last red if that's going to be the case.
66.
I think the way he's played, he deserves to finish with a century. On the 2 previous occasions he played, I think one year he smashed the record for the amount of centuries made at the Crucible.
73.
He's played as good this week as I've ever seen him play. Well, what a shame, no century, but for the 3rd time, as the crowd give him the standing ovation, John Higgins is the Betfred.com world champion. Sean Murphy shakes his hand, congratulates him, and it's a big, massive match for both these players. Michaela Tabb, she played her part in the first final, she's refereed, but John Higgins, for the 3rd time, is the Betfred.com world professional champion. His father is heading towards the curtain, trying to get to John at the moment. He's looking for his family. It's a magnificent achievement from John Higgins. Here's his son coming across the table. He's chasing him round the side. He's got the baby there. His son's chasing him. This is just a fantastic scene here.
Oh, it's beautiful. A champion off the table as well, it has to be said. Well done, John Higgins. Lovely pictures.
Absolutely fantastic performance. And here comes his wife. For the 3rd time they've had that very special kiss on the Crucible stage. Just a wonderful performance from a true gentleman. John Higgins is the heart to be racing. Sean Murphy, you've got to take your hat off to Sean as well. There's his other son. Sean Murphy played fantastic in this tournament. But what a feather in his cap to join the elite in the world of snooker. People that have won this magnificent World Professional Championship on 3 occasions. Congratulations, John Higgins.
John, congratulations. You've been in this position before. What emotions are you feeling now? Your third world title.
Yeah, I'm over the moon. I don't really know what to say. It's amazing. Amazing to obviously won the first one in '98, and then it took so long to win another one, and then a couple of years after won the second one to come and win it again. It's brilliant. Yeah.
You're in great company now. Davis, Hendry, O'Sullivan, 3 or more times winners here. Pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, to be obviously Davis and Hendry have got a few more, but to be classed now with someone like Ronnie who's won 3, it's an unbelievable honour. Yeah.
The Higgins clan are all here.
Yeah.
Do they inspire you?
Yeah, they do. I mean, just Pierce and Claudia come on there. I think Oliver, the middle one, he was sleeping there, so I think that's how he's a little bit upset, but no, it's great to win it for the family and friends.
Yeah, your mum and dad here. I was talking to your dad last night. He still gets so excited about all this, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he was going to come down earlier on, but he kept it off until he said hopefully I could get through at the final, and then he's come down, so I'm sure I'll have a good party tonight.
Do you think what's even more special about your success is that you did it against such a great player, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, Sean's had to play. I mean, the second session, it made the difference really. Sean missed a couple where he normally wouldn't miss, and I just managed to get in and pinch them, and that's what swung the match my way, because at 5-all it was looking as if it was going to be a really, really tough match, but I got a good run of the balls in the second session, and that's what swung it my way.
Let's ask Sean to join us because he's been a great performance. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Murphy. We appreciate you're disappointed because you're so competitive and you're so determined, but you're up against a tough opponent. What's your reading of the match?
Well, I thought what John said was true. I thought the match was good up until 5 each, and that second session was where it really went wrong for me. But you know, John's tactical and safety play is the best I've ever played against, and you know, I've watched enough snooker on the TV to know sometimes it looks easier than it is, and I've stood at this end of the table over the last 2 days in all sorts of trouble, not knowing what to do. So, you know, all credit to the guy. He's the best tactical player I've ever seen.
You're a great champion yourself. You're the UK champion. You've been the world champion. You seem to anything that's thrown at you treat in such a dignified way. And I think you've covered yourself in glory over this past tournament.
Well, you know, this is a... Thank you. This is you know, it's a 17-day tournament, and 15 and a half days of it were fantastic for me. The last day and a half I'm not so pleased about, but I can't let that ruin what's been a great season.
Yeah. And a world champion, semi-finalist, now runner-up. Your Crucible record is good.
Yeah, I hope I add to the list of winners, not runners-up, though.
Well, Sean, everyone, you've performed so well. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
John. In terms of winning the title for the first time back in '98 and now winning it in 2007 and now again, no one has spanned that amount of years winning it the first time. So you could be here for years and years and years. There's a lot more titles to come, perhaps.
Well, I'd love so. I'd love that to be the case. Yeah, as Sean says, it's going to be getting harder for the likes of myself and people like Ronnie O'Sullivan and that, because the future is people like Mark Selby and Jamie Cope and Mark Allen who I managed to beat on the way here. And the 3 matches were incredible, high standard matches, and it's going to be getting tougher for me. But no, I mean, if I've won 2 out of the last 3, there's no reason why I couldn't go on and win maybe more, hopefully.
And you've shown with this past tournament, you're hard as nails, you're gritty, you're like granite.
Yeah, that's the only way I can get through against some of the young boys to try and weld them at the top cushion.
Yeah. So you're going to give these young lads a run for their money for a few more years yet?
Yeah, I hope so, I hope so. Yeah.
John, Sean, congratulations, well done. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, as the great and much missed David Vine used to say, it's payday.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the presentation party, Sir Rodney Walker, Chairman of the WPBSA, and Mr. Fred Doan, the boss of Betfred.com. The runner-up, receiving the silver medal, ladies and gentlemen, it's Shaun Murphy! And the winner, receiving the championship trophy and the title 2009 Betfred.com World Snooker Champion, ladies and gentlemen, John Higgins! Your champion, John Higgins!
Great atmosphere inside the Crucible. Always like this on final night, John.
Fantastic atmosphere, and there's a very happy champion, and so he should be. Thoroughly deserves his win. His performances all the way through have been, as you said, Ray, tough as nails. Nobody deserved it more.
He's alongside good company, as you were saying, Steve, isn't he? 3 times or more, yourself, Hendry, O'Sullivan, now Higgins.
Well, I think possibly we're seeing the player who in the history of the game is the most complete all-rounder the game has ever seen. And there's been some fantastic players here. There's been talk about in 5 years' time John Higgins may not be in the top 8 from some of the experts. I think he'd be around for a lot longer to come.
We hear a lot about the new kids on the block, and they're great players, but Higgins is going to give them a run for the money.
Listen, nobody is more astute tactically, nobody tries harder, nobody is a better all-round match player. If you have those qualities, you're going to find yourself in a lot of winners' enclosures.
Yeah, the level of this performance, given it's against Shaun Murphy, who's the UK champion and a terrific player and some number 3 in the world, to beat him that well is testament to John's performance.
Yes, and I think that's why he's going to be around for a lot longer than possibly have a more lifespan than a lot of other players. Obviously against Mark Selby, what a fantastic match by both players. I think either could have won this tournament, but John Higgins showed his character, and to pull it out against Jamie Cope in the round before, he really has deserved this tournament.
I think you could hear in his voice and see in his eye that Murphy plans to be back here on many, many more occasions.
He'll come back, I'm sure he will do. He just have to hope that when he comes back, he's not playing somebody who plays match play like that, because it was very high quality standard match play from John Higgins.
The Higgins clan are terrific, aren't they? And this must be a very special moment for you all when this happens and the family's all around you.
Fantastic for him. His little lad there, Pierce, has been jumping up and down. He's been dying to get on there with his dad. Great scenes.
Steve, I think really to have your loved ones here with you at this moment of glory when you win the world title, do you take it all in at the time, or does it have to sink in a little bit later?
I think it's a magical moment for every player, and it's something to savour, and obviously with the modern day world of DVDs and videos, something to look back on.
I think 3 world titles, as you say, given the strength and depth there is in snooker today. We all thought Ronnie O'Sullivan was going to run away with it year after year after year. But there are others that can do the job the same.
Yes, standards going to get higher and higher. I think it's the case that John Higgins' B game is so good that he will be around for a lot longer. But I think everybody's going to have to raise the bar. And who knows what's going to happen with the Chinese players coming through. In 5 years' time, we really don't know sort of the outlook of snooker or what's going to happen to the game of snooker. But I personally think it's been through the doldrums as low as it's ever going to get. I think it can only be on the up now, snooker. Lots of Europe, lots of the Far East. I think it's hit its bottom, and I think now all of a sudden you may see an explosion.
Winning 3 world titles will surely motivate John to go on more and more.
Absolutely. I can remember, I'm going to throw yourself back, 1992, I was walking around a tournament in Birmingham, a junior final, and R. O'Sullivan as a junior against J. Higgins. And who'd have thought 6 world championships between them. I watched them play in the junior final, I thought, I better get my skates on here and win a couple of more things, because these boys are coming through, and they've won 6 championships between them.
It's easy in this situation to start to speculate, but do you see John Higgins threatening your record of 6 and Stephen Hendry at 7?
Well, the same was said of Ronnie O'Sullivan, and of course I think they are capable of getting that. But it depends on effectively how much they want to dedicate the rest of their years to, and it will get harder. I think fitness may become even more of an issue in years to come. But from their perspective, it's about their mindset, whether they want to put in that 100% effort. At the moment, you see John Higgins and Ronnie O'Sullivan doing that. If you take your foot off the gas, you may find you're out of the top 16, out of the top 32.
You also need a little bit of luck, Ray, as well. There's matches there that were 13-12. They could go one way on a kick in a final frame, you just don't know. There's a lot of luck involved now because the standards are so high. One ball here and there can make the difference whether you're in or out.
Do you think it's significant too that the Crucible, it's been signed for another 5 years, it always plays its part in the championship? This arena itself with the twinkly lights and the unique atmosphere.
Yeah, well, I just don't think it should leave this place, and I've got a feeling it won't, but who knows what the future is for snooker.
Well, that is just about it. This World Championship brings the curtain down on a snooker season and this World Championship. In a few months' time, the balls will be re-racked, and when they are, the person introduced as the World Champion will be John Higgins. From us all at the Crucible, good night.